Welcome back once again, and today I'm going to explain chapter 8, and this is for class 6th. Okay, this is for class 6. So let's begin. Let's break the ice. Fill in the box to find out a verb. Pictures have been given as a clue. So basically, we are going to read about verbs. So what is verb? Verb is also called an action word in which our muscles in which our muscles involve, and without action a sentence cannot be formed. Or in another word, you can say a verb is the most essential part of a sentence. There cannot be a sentence without a verb. So verb indicates action, being, or an a state of being or an occurrence. All right, so let's begin. Fill in the box to find out a verb. Pictures have been given as clues. So the first word is running. Okay, so RUNNING, running. The next word is climbing. CLIMBING. Next word, skipping. What the boy is doing? He is skipping. SKIPPING. Okay, skipping. Next, the picture is flying. FLYING. Next, teaching. TEACHING. So these are action verbs. Okay. Now let's try to understand with examples. Rani swims in the evening. So what is swims? It's verb. It's action verb. Daniel became the head of science department. So a state of being it is. It is important to remember that in a sentence the subject must have a verb, otherwise the sentence would not be considered a sentence. Verbs are words of doing. A verb is a word that tells us about existence, the being of something, possession, having of something, action, doing of something. The girl is playing badminton, so it shows the action. Angela is the sole proprietor, so she is having a state, right? Having of something. She has some possession. My father has 3 bungalows, so here it is possession, right? And it shows the state of Angela. Now try out one. Identify the action words in the given sentence and write in the space provided. Also draw the picture related to each sentence in your art file. तो जो आपको picture draw करनी है, that you need to do in your art file, not in your English copy. The environment includes. So what is includes? This is verb. Okay. So identify the action words in given sentence. Now the next sentence is we classify, okay, environment into natural environment and human environment. The earth rotates. Direct rays of the sun fall. The river flows. Okay, so these are what? Action words. Now I'm moving to the next part. This is kind of words. Verbs on the basis of function are chiefly categorized as follows. So verbs work as a main verb or principal verb or auxiliary verb, that is called helping verb. And principal verb is also called linking verb. There are 2 types of linking verb, regular and irregular, while helping verbs could be divided into primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. Fine. So look at the given sentence. I rarely take coffee and Benjamin can play football. So take expresses the meaning without any help. It is independent. Such verb is called principal verb. In the second sentence, the verb play is taking help from to express the complete meaning. This is called auxiliary verb. Okay. Now subject. Monica has sung. Neha can dance. We will go. So in the first one, has is what? Auxiliary verb. Sung is principal verb. Then can is auxiliary verb, modal auxiliary verb, and dance is principal verb. Will is auxiliary verb and go is will is auxiliary verb and go is principal verb. Now there are Forms of auxiliary verb. So there are two types of auxiliary verb. The first one is primary auxiliary verb and the second is modal auxiliary verb. So what are primary auxiliary verb? Like is, am, are, okay, and these are called primary auxiliary verb. And modal auxiliary verb like can, could, may, might, shall, should, must, will, would, etc. Now we will talk about forms of verbs. So verbs are basically divided into two forms. The one is regular form and the second is irregular form. Regular form which follow a certain pattern. For example, here they just you could change it into past tense by using ed or d or t in the base form of the verb. For example, paint, painted, build, built, hate, hated. Okay, now irregular verbs form their past tense and past participle forms in the following ways. They are also called strong verbs. For example, rid. They are not changing, they are not following any certain pattern. Shed. They are just unchanged, like bet. Spread. Shut. Let. Hurt. Hit. Burst. Cost. Cut. Read. So here verbs that are alike in two forms, like beaten, bent, breed, bred, bring, brought, buy, bought, catch, caught. Again, these are irregular verbs. So you are supposed to learn these table. This is very long, so you could learn it or just write in your copy. Base form is blow, blew, blown. Okay, so these are again irregular verb. You need to learn this. Now we will solve the exercises. Try out 1 and try out 2. Try out 1 is already done, so we will do try out 2. Try out 2 is fill in the blanks with the correct form of the verb given in the brackets. So how many cars have you? How many cars have you? We will use here the third form of the verb, that is bought. Okay, have takes the third form of the verb. It had become. So we will become is the third form. Next, she has been. We will put here again the third form with has. She has been ill for a week. The teacher was not in the class. She had gone. So the third form of go is go, went, gone. Next, the convict was kept. The past of keep is kept. Next, you have already had. Have, had. Now, by the time the teacher arrived, 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 the past tense. Has she ever driven? Drive, drove, driven. So the third form is driven. We began, begun, right? So we will put here the second form of the verb, we began. We will change into past indefinite tense. Okay. Now the next is this was the first time, because the next part of the sentence is in past tense, so we'll change it into past tense. You have hurt my feelings, so we will write here hurt. The coward king fled. So fled the battlefield. Now read the following tables. These are modal verb. So where do we use can? When we need to show ability, possibility, permission, then. And which kind of permission? Informal. Could is used to show ability, possibility and permission in a polite way. Like, could you please tell me the way to nearest hostel? May is used to tell about wish, permission, possibility, polite offer. Might is used to show possibility, permission. Will is used to show intention, prediction and promise. Shall is used to show intention, suggestion. Would is used to show request, question. You just go through the table to understand where do we use it. Now let's try to understand the tryout 3. The sky is dark. It may rain this afternoon, so it is showing possibility. The chief guest will arrive in 5 minutes. Students should keep their classroom neat and clean. So should is not given here, we will put here must. Next, you should be ashamed of your behavior. I can speak English fluently, so you could write here can. I carry your luggage. So you are just asking, you are requesting. So may I carry your luggage? So we will fill here may. Next is you ought to apology to her. For obligation we use ought to. Okay, so you ought to apologize to her. Next, may you live long. So we will put here may. Next is we should save water. We should save water. He could carry heavy bags when he was young. So when we are telling the childhood habits, we use their could. I know that I will succeed in life. It means you are sure about it. I will. The doctor said you can go to school now. Next is correct the underlined words. You might respect your elders. No, you should. So might is incorrect. Put here should. D. Okay. Next is I heard. No, this one is correct. The correct spelling is heard. Heard. Next, he hanged. No, hung. Hanged means फांसी देना. तो हम कपड़ों को फांसी थोड़ी देते हैं. How did you make? We use here the first form because did is already used. So we will put here make. She could climb or she may climb. Okay, both the two are correct. Next is would you prosper? No, it is may you prosper. May you prosper because you are giving your desire. You are wishing something for him. We ought to pay. We ought to pay takes first form of the verb. They will watch first form of the word. Ed will be removed. We will write here watch. Next, Mrs. Sania teaches. No, it's taught. Teach, taught. So the past form of the teach is taught. He will wait. No, he will wait. So wait is the correct option. So thank you so much for watching, children. Bye everyone.